Hey guys, I'm in Bogota, Colombia, and I'm going to take you guys in this episode to all the flea markets that are in the parking lots on Sundays, and I'm also going to give away a few PlayStation classics. So let's go. This is Retro Finds Worldwide. I have 3 of these PS classics. They're going for almost $170 here in Colombia. So I bought 3 in the US and I'm gonna sell them here, but I'm not gonna sell them for what they're selling for here. I'm gonna sell them for the price I think they're worth. So I posted a PS Classic for sale here on one of the Facebook groups in Colombia, and I got a hit almost immediately. Okay, so right now, I'm about to go meet this guy, Johan. It's raining, so I did bring my umbrella. I'm gonna sell it to him for $25. I'm waiting for him to come out, so we'll see where he is. After a while, I was thinking, and I decided to not sell it to him for $25, but to just give it away for free. Solo quiero decirle, amigo, que a la comunidad gamer de aquí, de Bogotá, siempre me ha tratado bien a mí. Yo siempre vengo, busco videojuegos, me los llevo a Estados Unidos, revendo, hago mucho dinero revendiendo y eso los traje para regalar. Gratis, para ti. ¿Sí? Regalado, sí. Es para el video, es para el video. Sí, quédese con eso, sí. Disfrútalo. Que lo disfruten. And just like that, I caught him a little off guard, but he was happy. I come to Bogota a lot. I buy a lot of video games and I bring them back to the US. I resell most of them and I make a lot of money. So sometimes I even pay for the whole trip with my profit. I wanted to give back to the gaming community here in Colombia because they've always been so nice to me. And that's why I gave it away. I do have 2 more, so let's see what we do with those. We're gonna go to the flea markets right now. It's about 6 a.m. The sun just came up. And as you can see, streets are empty. Not a soul in sight. So let's go to the flea markets. Hopefully we'll find some stuff early. So this morning on the Facebook group that I had posted in the other day, I did put an ad saying that I will be at this flea market and at 9:30 I'm going to give away a PS Classic. All they have to do is tell me 5 titles of the games that are on the PS Classic. So we'll see when that happens, but in the meantime, here's a flea market. First thing I see is a N64 console. He wanted $120,000, which is $40, with 1 game and 1 controller and connections. Yeah, I passed on that for now, but it's out in full force. All the vendors are spilling over to the street, sidewalk. So not much found yet, but it's still early. I did happen to find these 2 Sega Genesis controllers for $3, so not bad at all. And here's a toy guy. The thing about Bogota is there's a lot of toys now, a lot of vintage toys. If you're into vintage toys or toys that are exclusive to South America, you're gonna find them here really cheap. So I've been getting into it little by little. I don't know a lot, but I do know just enough to, get some stuff. Here's a bag full of like promotional toys, little figures and whatnot. It's always good to look through these bags because you never know what you're gonna find. And usually these bags are, people let them go really cheap. Here's a guy with some video game stuff. He has that Pikachu Game Boy for 250,000 pesos, which is about $85. So I'm gonna pass on that for now. So I've seen a ton of stuff, but not anything that I'd want to pick up. I have picked up a few things so far. Right here, it's one of the bigger flea markets. It's about $9.25 right now, and you know, people have been coming up to me. 2 people came up to me so far and asked me about the PS Classic and if they can win it now. I said 9:30. So whoever finds me around this time will probably have a chance to win it. So at this point, I'm just walking around and all of a sudden... ¿Me encontró? ¿Cómo está?
Bien, muchas gracias.
Este va a ser grabado para YouTube, ¿está bien?
Sí,
¿Cómo te llamas?
mi nombre es Cris Clavijo.
Ok, la consola es tuya si me das 5 títulos. Ya.
Tekken 3,
Sí.
Final Fantasy 7,
Ajá.
Rayman,
Sí.
Grand Theft Auto
Ajá.
y Rainbow Six Conclave.
Okay. Te la ganaste. So there he is. Christian won the PS Classic that I posted on the Facebook group. He found me at 9:30 and he's a happy camper. So all that's left to do now is take a selfie and post it. So that's it, guys. We gave the PS1 away, the PS1 Classic, and he was a happy camper. I'm glad he found me early because I want to do some game hunting. So let's go. So if you've seen my videos, you've seen that I've been here quite a few times, but this flea market is great. I always find some stuff here, and you know, there's everything from antiques to toys to old art and clothing. So if you're ever in the area of Bogota, Colombia, highly recommend coming here. And here's 2 N64 consoles. She wanted $30 for each. Not a good price. I mean, it's all right. A couple PS3 games, nothing too crazy here. Moving on to the other flea market right next door. This is the one where I always tend to find something, and you know, there's a lot of old antiques here, more than the other places, old cameras and things like that. And as we roll on, I see a ton of toys today. This guy had a yellow Game Boy Color and a bunch of games. Nothing too crazy. The Game Boy was at about $15. Mario's Missing for Famicom, Art of Fighting for Super Nintendo, and the PS3 games, nothing too crazy there. If you guys see anything that I missed, let me know in the comments down below. And these are a bunch of vintage toys. This guy had a ton of great stuff, but what really caught my eye was Blues Brothers for Nintendo. He had DuckTales, Batman Return of the Joker, Tailspin, Little Nemo, you know, pretty decent titles. I inquired about Batman Return of the Joker and Blues Brothers, and then I noticed that Return of the Joker had a letter B on the right side, which means it's a PAL B game, which is pretty interesting. I've never seen one. He also had these cool little cars, plastic cars by a company called Simex, Simex, and he had these little figures by a company called Yuppie. Yuppie is a company that they put them in cereals and things like that back in the 70s and 80s, and they used Hanna-Barbera, Disney, Star Wars. And looking these up, some of these Disney and Star Wars little figures like this are going for like hundreds of dollars. So I did pick up all of the Disney ones, and I picked those up for $4,000 each, which is about $1.20. So hopefully I get a good deal on those. Some of these Star Wars ones, like Darth Vader, was like $800 on eBay. I did pick up these 2 Matchbox Lesney cars. I always pick these up when they're in the yellow box like that, because the ones from the 70s always sell. And now wrapping up this flea market, there's a couple more stalls, a couple more aisles, and I see that, you know, it's getting more and more packed. A lot more people are coming. It's gaining popularity, this flea market, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. This green original Game Boy was missing the battery cover. He wanted $20 for it. And from this table I did end up picking up this RoboCop vintage watch. It was still sealed, so I did pick that up. He had a lot of good stuff at this table, but that was the only thing I did pick up. And looks like that's it for this flea market and my next stop with my third and final PS Classic. I'm going to visit an old friend that you've seen in past episodes. He has the largest collection of video games in Colombia, and that's Javier. I'm going to visit Maxi Pizza and Sonic Pizza. I felt like adding something to Javier's collection, so I gave him the PlayStation Classic, and he was super happy to receive it because it's so hard to find here in Colombia. So went back to his collection room, and he showed me his latest acquisition, the Atari SF354 and the ST520 with the monitor in box still. So that's a pretty sick acquisition there. Everything else is still beautiful. It's still amazing. He's gotten a lot of stuff since I last visited him, including, games here and there, and mostly Neo Geo stuff. He got a lot of 3DO stuff, which I'll show you in a bit. But he showed me his doubles that he had for NES, and I ended up taking some of these home. Here's his 3DO collection, the Panasonic 3DO. So impressive every time I come here. And last but not least, we're going to make it official. We're going to put the PlayStation Classic into the collection. And now I show you guys what I found this whole trip. So let's go. Let's see what we found. All right, so we're going to start off with the vintage RoboCop watch. It's still sealed, never opened. Great piece for $12. I'm sure that'll go quickly. I got a complete copy with the foam and the manual of Short Order and Explode, the Nintendo NES game. The corners are pretty good, and it's pretty cool artwork for $12. I like that game. Up next, we have a copy of Blues Brothers for Nintendo NES, Gumshoe, and the PAL B version of Batman Return of the Joker. So these three were bought at the same stall at the flea market. I got them all for $70. And then at that same stall, I got the other little Yuppie figures, which I'll show you guys in a bit. But I'm pretty sure, that's a pretty good price for those. Just the Joker goes for like $50. All right, here are the Yuppie figures. Yuppie is a company in Colombia. These are Colombia exclusive figures. These are all Disney. There's Snow White, Pinocchio, and Geppetto's there. Jiminy Cricket's there. I got all these for $12. There's a Mickey and Minnie in there. 3 Little Pigs. I saw these selling for a high price just for one, so I'm hoping to make some money off of those. And I also got the 2 little cars from a company called Cemex. The 2 Matchbox cars that are still in the box. Like I said, I always try to pick these up. These are actually in great condition. They're not scratched at all. The paint is still intact. So these will go pretty quickly. There's a lot of Matchbox Leslie collectors out there, so $8 each. It's not bad. That's the double-decker bus. It's a nice one. Staying on the cars, I got some Hot Wheel red lines. Anybody that knows about Hot Wheels knows that the red lines are the ones that are worth money, and these are 1970s, and they're all red line. $5 for all 3. So these are going to go for at least $30 each. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's going to be some good money on those 3. And I also have some red lines back at home, so I might put them all together and make a big lot. This is the Teal color, Game Boy Color. I got it for $8. It's missing the battery cover, but that's easy to find. Going along with the portable games, I got a Nintendo DS, the black one. Got that for $5. That's also missing the battery cover. And up next we have these South American comic books, El Hombre Nuclear and Superman. El Hombre Nuclear is $6 million man. So anybody who knows about those, I got those for $1.50 each, $6 total. Anybody who's a fan of those knows that those are pretty rare. The two Sega Genesis controllers for $3. One of them's a 6-button, the other one's a 3. So those will be paired up with a console or something I might have lying around. Javier gave me Mega Man 4 and Jackie Chan, but the PAL version. So I had never seen that one. That's might be a good little lot to pair up Jackie Chan with the Joker game, since they're both PAL B, and see where that goes. So, you know, there's a lot of possibilities here to make some sales. And lastly, I got this off of a Facebook group, the one where I gave away the PS Classic. I got this purchase. It's amazing. Alien vs. Predator Cybermorph for the Atari Jaguar. This is the first time I have Jaguar stuff. Checkered flag, complete in box for the Atari Jaguar. And like I said, this is off of a Facebook post that somebody was selling here. I got Doom in box, complete. How amazing is that? Corners are pretty awesome. They're perfect. And along with all those games, I got the multi-tap, which I had never seen before. And I got a controller. So the controller, it's individual, and it came just like that. And here comes, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, this is the piece you're waiting for. With all that, I got the Atari Jaguar, complete in box. Corners are almost mint. The box looks amazing. Everything inside is amazing. There's a copy of Cybermorph inside, which came with the console, so I have 2 copies of that. I bought all of that for $280. Just the console sells for like $330, $340, so I'm gonna be making some good money off of that after I play it, of course. So there it is. That's everything. I got a lot of great stuff in Bogota. I'm actually still here, so I'm not done. Total spent $421. Total, potential profit is like $1,000, so $585 profit. And I hope I get to enjoy some of this stuff before it goes. And thank you guys so much for watching all the time. Every video you guys like or view or comment on puts a smile on my face. So I thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time, whether it's this country or another.